Breaking news. The alleged move to dissolve Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, a lie from the pit of hell. This one is coming from the camp of the IPOB leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he sent this message across to all the followers and people that love good things and people that loves freedom. He said, back on a discard anything, when I hear say, in one pursue Ejiofor, because according to the latest Vanguard news, it states that Ejiofor is no longer the lead counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is all fallacy. This one is coming from Mazi Nnamdi Ukuchukwu Kanu from the DSS custody. So, my wonderful people, good morning to you all and a happy new week. I wish everyone a good luck and a win-win all for everything that you do today or in this week. May the Almighty grant us all our heart desires as we pursue everything we need in this life to make life a meaningful. So that's all the thing take be. So my good people, on a welcome to this early Monday morning broadcast. Today happens to be the 13th day in the month of March, all in the year of 2023. We are marching forward, and that's all the thing take be. And now so we take the march forward every moment of life, every moment in our life. So if you have not subscribed, please endeavor to do that as soon as possible. Is this your first time of hearing this voice or joining this channel? You are highly welcome. Please endeavor to also subscribe to make sure or to turn on the notification button so that you'll be getting updates on daily basis from Okute Daily Talk, because this is a Wonga channel where the truth is the business we trade on daily basis. So let us proceed with the news of this very day. So let us complete the headline that we have here. Biafra, this one is coming from the camp of Biafra. And it states, and I quote, solitary confinement is worse than death. Reason, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released from the solitary confinement in DSS custody. Another breaking news here, 100 days after the Nigerian Supreme Court refuses to fix a date for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. This one is adamantly the court, the Malami, the CGN, the AGF, and the other etc. They don't adamantly refuse to attend to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case after October 13th ruling by the Supreme or by the Appeal Court of the Federation. Up till now, since they say stay of execution, or what did they call it? Till now, they have not done anything concerning this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, and it is a cause to worry. So my good people, tighten your seatbelt because you are about to hear the huge one. Family Writers Press International has obtained a Facebook update made on the 10th of March 2023 by Barrister Maxwell Opara Esquire and one of the senior counsel for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The report about Kanu's decision to overhaul his legal team is all a lie. Barrister Opara called the news fake and most senseless news being circulated by mischief makers and advised the public to ignore such news. Recall that a day earlier, on the 9th of March of 2023, Vanguard News made a publication alleging to have learned that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had decided to overhaul his legal team and constitute a new one. According to the Vanguard, Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, held a meeting with one of his lawyers, a lawyer Jimako, and instructed him to ask the team of lawyers to return his case file to him without further delay. This one is coming from Maxwell Opara. But reading from Barrister Opara's Facebook post, the lawyer clearly stated that the Barrister Opara personally visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the same 9th of March. Opara confessed that he spent over an hour with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the IPOB leader never said anything of such or expressed any displeasure with his legal team. Opara said he remembers telling Nnamdi Kanu that Prof. Mike Ozekome, chief counsel to the IPOB leader, could not come physically because he was a little in the weather after his appearance at the Presidential Election Tribunal at the Court of Appeal, Abuja. The barrister said that Nnamdi Kanu screamed and told him to go straight from that DSS office to see Prof. Mike on his Kanu's behalf and to know how the prof was doing said Prof. Mike Ozekome's son should be advised to have more rest because he still needs the land chief to accomplish the good work he has already started doing for him since he took over his defense. Read Barrister Maxwell report below. I just finished my matter at the Federal Capital Territory High Court, Gwagwalada, Abuja. I opened my WhatsApp only for me to see one stupid trending post captioned Kano sack senior lawyer over poor representation. Unfortunately, the confessed and obviously paid hatchet writer did not mention the name of the particular senior lawyer, alleging sacked since virtually all the lawyers in the legal team prosecuting Kano's release from illegal detention by the federal government, who are ably led by our own erudite and renowned Prof. Mike Ozekome's son, CON, OFR, and PhD, and as senior lawyers attending to Mazi Nnamdi Kano's case. But to put the record straight, the entire society is complete fabrication. The entire story is a complete fabricated fabrication and a lie from the pit of hell. It was concocted and deposited by fourth columnist, who want to reap where they did not sow. For the avoidance of doubt, I personally visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only yesterday. That was on the night, Thursday, 9th March 2023, at the DSS headquarters where he is being detained. I spent over an hour with him till the past 4 p.m. I had told him Prof. Mike Ozekome could not come physically because he was little in the weather, that is ill, after his appearance at the Presidential Election Tribunal at the Court of Appeal, Abuja. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu screamed and told me to go straight from the DSS there to meet Mike Ozekome to know how he is faring, according to the news. He said he still needs Mazi Mike or Chief Mike Ozekome to do what? To continue the case which he has started in the defense of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He made it clear that the learned Silk is a game changer who positively changed the entire narrative of his case as soon as he took over his defense, getting all the 15-count charge quashed both at the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal, Abuja. That one is the work of Michael Zekome. Let me use this medium to inform the general public to ignore the most senseless post being circulated by mischief makers whose primary aim is to get Prof. Mike Ozekome angry and abandon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to his fate by withdrawing from his case and defense. I know what we went through before Prof. Mike Ozekome accepted this brief to lead us in this matter. It is his involvement that resulted in quashing all the charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at the Federal High Court and Court of Appeal. Those who ran away and shunned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his hours of travails are suddenly out to hijack the brief towards final success and take credit for a job they never did. And they include very senior lawyers known to us, but who are being used by one or two persons close to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We shall soon expose them to the world if they do not retrace their evil steps. Meanwhile, I have been able to speak with Prof. Mike Ozekome's son and deliver to him the goodwill message of his client, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told me to inform Ozekome that he so much cherishes the Prof for his hard work, trust, honesty, dedication, and common legal representation. He greatly appreciates all that Prof. Mike Ozekome has done and is still doing for him so far. He believes that God sent the courageous and cerebral Prof to deliver him from the hands of the federal government. We thank God, Chief has since recovered and now taking some well-deserved rest in line with the doctor's advice. He has promised to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by Monday, being the 13th day of March 2023, as he was always done, that is today. He will do this with Sir Ifeanyi Ejiofor, another senior counsel in the unshakable, formidable legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This news is coming to you all the way from Family Writers Press International, reporting live. So my good people, this one, now I go take here. As we are moving forward, though, solitary confinement is worse than death. Reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released from DSS custody. Biafra reporter, this one is coming on the March 12th, 2023. Sorry to say. According to Alex Kozinski, in his journal on solitary confinement titled Worse Than Death, legal practitioners and activists for decades have questioned the constitutionality of our criminal justice system and its most severe punishments. They have tried to keep and question the legality. Is lethal injection okay or not? What about the armed firing squad? How about life sentence for pirates or drug possessors or people who pass rubber checks? We have remarkably little about what may be the most severe punishment of all in solitary confinement, lurking in the shadows of the conversation about inhuman punishment are some 100,000 souls who spend 23 hours a day alone in a cell that is equivalent to the size of a parking space. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Hey. Solitary confinement is a form of imprisonment in which the inmate lives in a single cell with little or no meaningful contact with the other people outside. A prison may enforce stricter measures to control contraband on a solitary prisoner and use additional security equipment in comparison to the general population. The above is exactly what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, is facing in Nigeria after being illegally renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria by the Nigerian authority over the 18 months now in captivity. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being held in dark room with no access to light and reading materials, no form of interaction with a fellow or other inmates, no available means to know what date and time is, etc. The question is, what really happens in solitary confinement? That is what you are about to find out. Inmates in solitary confinement typically live in a small cell for up to 23 hours a day. They have no sensory stimulation like sunlight, access to reading materials, educational programming, and personal property is limited or non-existent. This means to mental, psychological, and emotional torture. A prisoner of conscience, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he is being kept in such a situation that is targeted at breaking him and rendering him psychologically weak, so that even if he ever comes out alive, a fragile madman will be more sound than he is, according to the news. One of the most remarkable efforts of chronic social isolation, as in the extreme case of solitary confinement, is the decrease in the size of the hippocampus, the brain region related to learning, memory, and spatial awareness. According to them, this is treatment against someone that has committed no crime according to Nigerian laws and has been interpreted by the International Appeal Court Justice and many other judges of their appellate courts who has entertained the case and buttressed thoughts that it is most inhuman and violates all known laws both locally and internationally. Holding a person in solitary confinement who has committed no offense, it is high time the Nigerian government, the rest of the international community, under that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of over 70 million people who are domiciled in all parts of the world, and that there is a little to the patience and the civility of the people led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So far so good. IPOB against all odds, irrespective of the provocations from the Nigerian government, has pursued the case of IPOB leader in a legal and civil manners and has made their arguments clear and defendants their leader through their legal representatives, and God bear us witness, it is on record that we won the case on a clean slate. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was found and declared innocent of all charges, yet is being detained, and not just detained but put up in a solitary confinement like a common criminal. International community should speak up now or remain silent when the indigenous people of Biafra will engage Nigeria in a brutish manner. They are looking for all the while. Nigerians who love peace should speak up now or remain silent forever. All true Igbo leaders must speak up now or continue to dine with the enemy of their people just for the sake of crumbs. For the days of peace may not endure longer anymore. Something acidic and more terrible than earthquake may be fast approaching if those who could do something peacefully keeps on enjoying mutinous. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. This news is coming and it is being published by Charles Openwa and edited by Ndubisi Eze. And I saw the thing take be. So my good people, we are heading to the last but not the least 100 days after the Nigerian Supreme Court refuses to fix a date to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. The Global Family and Movement of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, under the leadership of the people of the Prophet Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu Kanu, allowed the public and the international community on the deliberate obstruction of justice by the Supreme Court of Nigeria in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is legally detained in DSS solitary confinement. The world should recall that the Justice of Abuja Appeal Court on October 13, 2022 unanimously discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of all charges brought up against him by the federal government of Nigeria. The same court barred Nigeria's government from prosecuting him in any Nigerian court. Similarly, Umuahia High Court ordered the federal government of Nigeria to return Kanu to Kenya, where he was abducted, tortured, and extraordinarily renditioned to Nigeria. Nonetheless, the lawless federal government of Nigeria refused to obey their own court orders. Instead, they erroneously went to the Supreme Court to obstruct justice by filing an appeal to their own lower court's ruling. One would have expected the Supreme Court of Nigeria, being a constitutional court, to throw out such erroneous appeal by the lawless federal government of Nigeria for their disobedience to the appeal court's orders to expedite actions on the case bordering on international crime and human rights abuse. Instead, they deliberately decided to fix a date to hear the appeal before them. It has been over 100 days since their federal government appealed the judgment of the appellate court, which discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, yet the Supreme Court has not fixed a date for the hearing. IPOB and Biafrans perceive the Supreme Court justifies as colliding with the federal government to delay and deny Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's justice. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't commit any crime prosecutable in Nigeria or anywhere internationally, yet he has been held in solitary confinement by the DSS for over 18 months. The Nigerian government, who is in violation of the international law of extradition and disobedience of court orders, is enjoying immunity because Supreme Court justices have decided to trade justice for obedience to the executive arm of the government. If Supreme Court judges can expedite actions on the cases involving Nigerian politicians, what stopped them from expediting action on the extrajudicial rendition and human rights abuse of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is currently very sick? Are the Supreme Court justices biased, or are they promoting ethnic bigotry in dispensing justice? Do the men on the bench want the world to believe that they are not executive branch of Nigeria government stooges? The world is watching the Supreme Court and of Nigeria to either legalize and institutionalize extraordinary rendition or uphold international laws. The men of the bench have a moral duty to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria that are in line with international laws and at the same time protect human rights of all persons. The deteriorating health condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is more than enough evidence for the Supreme Court of Nigeria to expedite action on his cases, if indeed they are not bullied or intimidated by the executive branch of the Nigerian government to stand down on this case. It is said that justice delayed is a justice denied. We in the IPOB think that the Supreme Court justice are hiding and abetting the federal government of Nigeria, torturing and denying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu justice by refusing to fix a date to hear the appeal before them. If anything else that is more severe happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS solitary confinement, the Supreme Court justice and federal government of Nigeria should be held responsible. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case will test the boldness and independence of the Supreme Court of Nigeria as stipulated in the Constitution. The world is waiting for the Supreme Court to prove their independence. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Public Secretary for IPOB. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and sets out a date for referendum of Biafrans to decide their fate, whether to belong to Nigeria or not. That is where we stand, and that is the truth about the whole matter. So my good people, when I hear this news, so make on pass on this message to each and every one of Biafrans out there, so that they may have a glimpse of what is happening in the Nigerian government and how they have decided to set Mazi Nnamdi Kanu up with the Supreme Court after all said and done, after being discharged and acquitted by a competent court of jurisdiction of Nigeria. So now so the thing take be, my people. Now here I go pack my car out, I go so. If you never subscribe, please endeavor to do that as soon as possible. Make sure you turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified each time we go live or post something new on this channel. I just say make I pass on this little message to us this early Monday morning. Have a nice day. I will come your way again. Bye for now. Kemesiano.